Everybody, welcome to the Kevin Gregg Show. Glad to have you here. I wanted to make sure that I got a video out to you guys today. I've been trying to do some live stuff. I'm going to have to go back and double check what's going on. Something is going on with my Zoom live streaming stuff. So, anyway, doing a little recorded version for you. Hello. Several thoughts that were on my mind. Uh, Super happy today. If you're seeing this is May 7th. 2021. My son Duncan turns 22 today. My youngest son turns 22. It's crazy. Super proud of all my sons. Duncan, Maddie, Luke. It's nuts. Like that, it happens really quick. Um, yeah. What were the thoughts that were on my mind? I cannot see my document that I was going to share with you guys. Uh, I'm towards the end of the week, and I would say a couple of things that I'm feeling really grateful for. Um, can I tell you this? I am super grateful for recovery that's happened for me in the last several years of my life. I used to be at a point years ago where when things would get thrown my way, and maybe we see this happen with a lot of people saying, "Oh, I'm so busy. I'm so overwhelmed." Um, well, life has a lot of that. Life is just a continual improv where we get things that get thrown at us. It's how you respond to it. And I really want to use the word respond instead of reacting. I think years ago, I used to be in sort of the reactionary. Um, I would be very reactionary with things that would get thrown my way. It was like a pressure cooker, and if too much stuff happened, I dealt with and still deal with a lot of people pleasing in my life where I'm trying to get everybody to like me. And yes, yes, yes. Like the worst phrase that I could ever say is, yeah, sure. Yes, absolutely. Um, Boy, there's something to be said about the power of no. Greg McEwen, who has a book about essentialism, it's no is such a strong, powerful word, especially to set up healthy boundaries not only for yourself, but the other people that are in your life, whether it's in work, family, relationships, whatever, because we need to have those conversations. Um, and Jordan Peterson talks about this a lot about being truthful. Like, speak the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. When you're speaking the truth, even when it's uncomfortable, because you're going to run to two different situations. If you don't speak the truth in the moment, right? And you end up just kind of lying or smiling or getting your way through stuff, you won't be able to sustain that. And after a while, you'll end up just getting resentment that builds up, and then there'll be boom, an explosion. I think that that was the default thing that I would always go to. And there's a difference between saying a strong no, a thoughtful no. Look at that. I forgot to turn off other stuff. Um, but the difference between saying a thoughtful no um, and then uh, instead of just saying no, I don't want to do that. Right? Our default position whenever we're asked to do something difficult is to go, I don't want to do that. But sometimes if we take time and really say, is this something I should be pressing through? Absolutely. But if we're saying yes to everything without taking that moment and that pause of like going, am I really supposed to be doing this? If we say the yes when we really should have said no to something, what will happen is we end up building up this anger, this resentment, this other stuff. What has happened to me, especially over the last couple of years, and this is why I bring up the example of why I'm so grateful for recovery and the process of talking with other people, specifically talking with other Christian men in my life. That's been so important. Um, but having these moments where you're able to kind of go, all right, I need to take a moment here. I need to have a conversation. And yes, I'm going to get some curveballs that get thrown at me. I'm going to have stressful conversations that get, or not stressful conversations, stressful situations that pop up in my life. But I don't have to absolutely fall apart. And I can just realize that, hey, this is just a season. Um, we had a challenging, several weeks in our home dealing with a couple of um, I don't want to get too specific into it, but we've been juggling a lot of things in our home, um, and sometimes it has felt like wave after wave after wave of things that's been coming my way. But I'm so grateful for the conversations I've had with other brothers in Christ. I'm able to talk out some of this stuff, or to just breathe through a moment, or to invite God into the moment and to just go, this is just this moment. I may feel really uncomfortable. I may feel very frustrated or angry, um, but I'm going to get through this. Uh, yes. So I think that that's just the main thing that I wanted to share tonight. I'm really, really grateful for recovery and talking. And believe me, man, there was a period in my life where I didn't have that for a long time. For me, for me, I'm not going to say this for anybody else that's watching it, but I'll just give you my example. For me, male Christian fellowship has been absolutely essential in my life. Um, and I don't know if we stress that enough in our society today. Um, Listen, man, I'm just going to be frank. Guys have been portrayed like buffoons for the last couple of decades in media stuff, right? We have the big, the Kevin James goofball guy. It's always the big. It's the nothing personally against Kevin James, but it's this idea of like the buffoon big guy that drinks beer, and then the hen pecking wife, right? The hen pecking beautiful wife, and then the guy is just portrayed as this buffoon, and the only way that he can get through his stuff is by drinking his beer, or hanging out with his buddies, or complaining about what's going on in his life and his marriage. Oh, that B word, right? That ain't life, man. Like, life is about trying to establish these relationships with other men, right? Talks about it in Proverbs, iron sharpens iron. This idea of finding other guys that are on the same path of just trying to get better, and having this male fellowship with other guys so that they can call you on your junk because they love you. They love you strongly. Love is one of these words that, I'm sorry, man, but it's gotten a little turned upside down, especially over the last 20, 30, 40 years. When you get past, you get into the postmodern, late 60s, summer of love, and all of that other stuff that comes in the next couple of decades, the love took on two things, which is this concept of a very soft kind of like, yes, we love each other. And love has those qualities, but there's also another side of love, which is sometimes love is um, strength. It's strength and courage, and sometimes it's about saying the hard things. That's going to, as Bishop Robert Barron talks about this. Love is wanting the best for the other person, and sometimes wanting the best for the other person is sometimes saying the thing that's going to hurt in the temporary moment, but knowing that that's going to lead to the bigger and better result, basically the bigger and better eternal result. Um, and I've got guys like that there in my life. I have that with my relationship with my wife as we continue to navigate stuff. You know, it's not always picture perfect, right? A marriage is also a continual growing and learning and pain, and but loving each other through that, getting past the initial things that happen in the early stages of a relationship or a marriage, right? God knew exactly what he was doing when he created men and women, right? We've got all of these pheromones and all this stuff that's shooting off that we just go, wow, I love you. I love you. I'm so dry. I want to be with you, right? Because there's all this stuff that's happening to go, because I want to have babies with you, which is awesome. But they've shown, like, scientifically, like, after the first couple of years in a committed relationship, a parabonded relationship like that, the pheromones and the genetic part of it stops getting produced. And that's when you get to the deeper part of the relationship with a husband and wife, where you start getting into that deeper thing that happens, and growing through the pain. And you can find that, for me, for example, I've also found parts of that with these true male relationships, these true friendships, brotherhood, fellowship, where you get into these conversations with guys where they call you on your stuff. They call you on your stuff, where they're able to see the errors or the things or the mistakes that you keep to make, and they call you on the mat and say, totally get it. Totally understand how you're going through this whole thing. I'm here for you. I love you. Do you see where maybe you've gotten it wrong? Do you see where maybe you've gotten wrong? And let me give you your hand and help you get up. That's what we're supposed to be doing in the church, man. Constantly helping each other so that we're striving for what the next best thing is. So, anyway, I guess I never know exactly what I'm going to be saying on these uh, on these shows, but I guess this is the thing the Holy Spirit wanted me to talk about tonight. I'm at the end of a good week, a lot of work, but I'm grateful for His mercy. I'm grateful for the stuff that I've learned along the way. I'm grateful for the hardships and the pain that have happened along the way too. Um, because I can also, like Rick Warren talks about, I can use the stuff that I've learned along the way so that I can turn around and help other people that are on the road behind me as well. So, anyway, that's what I got to share with you guys. I hope that you have a great weekend or whenever you're hearing this. Thanks for listening. Please visit me on kevingregg.com. And if you like this video, please like, subscribe. The more people that like and subscribe to these videos, we can get the word out so they can, share this message with other people. Yeah. Thanks so much, everybody. God bless you, and we will talk to you soon. Bye bye.